Yo, what is going on, everybody? It's Juan Solo here with ASQD Gaming. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the new Xbox One that got announced at E3. That's codenamed Project Scorpio. So this is actually the trailer that they released at E3. I'm going to let this trailer play through, and then after it's over, we're going to talk about some of the specs and some of the cool features that this thing has. So let's get into it.
Developers, Xbox has always meant innovation and the latest technology, and delivering the world's most powerful console is something we absolutely want to do.
This is the console that developers asked us to build. They wanted a console that had no boundaries, had no limitations.
And that technology component to us is what we really need to make our vision and our art come alive.
When I saw the specs of this thing, I'm like, wow, I got through to they're really going for it. They're not holding anything back.
So we gave the SoC 6 teraflops of computing capability to be able to handle 4K resolutions. Gamers are going to get the most powerful graphics processor that's been put into a game console to date.
It's going to make developers happy, it's going to make gamers happy because they're going to get a very powerful GPU out of it.
The highest res, the best frame rate, no compromises.
You get 4K gaming, true 4K resolution. I can't wait to see what developers actually do with all that horsepower in the box.
We can render at 60 hertz. We can render fully uncompressed pixels. These are the highest quality pixels that anybody is seeing. And what we're able to do now is bring that to the console player.
My job as a game maker is about immersion. It's about to put you into an experience and let you live that experience. The richer and more accurate those visuals are, the more immersive it is.
And if we can get a lot more performance, and I mean a lot more, like with this, we get to much greater and better game experiences as a result.
We're moving Fallout 4 to VR, and to have a console that can support that at the resolution and speed that we really want, I think it's going to be magical.
This console is 100% for you guys. We read the articles, we read the reviews. It's the We Heard You console.
So that doesn't mean that we are leaving the original Xbox One behind. Every single thing that we've done for Xbox One will continue to work.
We add to the capabilities of the Xbox One and the Xbox One family without forcing gamers to abandon all the games in the community that they love so much.
These two systems are part of the same family. The games will work on both. The accessories work on both.
Well, the box we're building is incredible. It's going to have 8 CPU cores, over 320 gigabytes per second of memory bandwidth, 6 teraflops of GPU power. It's a monster.
So there you have it, guys. That is the specs and basically the trailer for Project Scorpio. It is supposed to be out around Christmas of next year. So the first thing I do got to say is hopefully they make enough of these consoles, because a lot of people are going to want to buy them, and if you're going to put them out right before Christmas, hopefully they can meet the demand. So next thing we're going to be talking about here is I am going to get into some of the specs, some of the nitty-gritty numbers and stuff like that. So if I lose you guys here a little bit with all this, I apologize. But alright, so first thing we're going to talk about is the whole 6 teraflop thing. If you look at the AMD R9 390X, it's actually for a PC, it's a graphics thing for a PC. It pushes around 5.9 teraflops. And that card struggles with 4K at 30 frames per second. So the whole thing behind this part of this video, guys, is Microsoft is saying we get 4K gaming. You know, this is going to be awesome. You guys will be able to experience 4K gaming on the Xbox. From the specs that they've given us, that is going to be a tough feat to achieve. So whether or not they can try to upscale some of the things on the Xbox Project Scorpio between now and launch, we shall see. But I truly do not believe we are going to get true 4K gaming. Even if you look at like a top tier R9 Fury, which is another video card, that runs at 8.4 teraflops, or the NVIDIA GTX 1080, that runs a little bit over 9 teraflops, and those cards barely skate by and give you a 4K experience. So I honestly don't think that they're going to be able to give us a true 4K experience, but you know, I guess we'll have to wait and see what they do. But the next thing we're going to be talking about is the GPU. And this is honestly, at the trailer, you could tell that they were most proud of the GPU with, you know, the 6 teraflops. It actually, the PlayStation Neo, which is their kind of next console that they've confirmed, is only going to be running at about 4.2 teraflops. So the Xbox Scorpio is going to outdo the PlayStation Neo by quite a bit. It's actually going to be around 40% faster, which kind of ironically was about what PlayStation claimed that they had an advantage over the Xbox One was about 40% better. So now the Xbox One, or excuse me, the Xbox Scorpio is going to be 40% better. So they also dropped some figures with the memory, and they're basically saying that the Scorpio is going to have over 320 gigabytes of memory. Honestly, they're finally getting with the times, and they're kind of following the technique that Sony used, and basically by using a single pool of memory, basically the same thing as like a PC has with RAM. That's going to make things a lot easier. But basically what I'm trying to get at here is, based on the existing AMD Radeon technology that you have in a lot of your computer graphics cards, that 6 teraflops on the Xbox Scorpio is not going to be enough to deliver a full 4K experience. I know at the E3 they're like, oh, it's going to be true 4K gaming, but with the technology that's there, I don't really think they're going to be able to do that. With the AMD 390X, it runs at 5.9 teraflops on the PC, and it struggles to deliver a 4K experience at 30 frames per second. And, on the Xbox consoles, they always push for 60 frames a second all the time. So that struggles with 4K at 30 frames. So I don't exactly see where they're going to be able to get 4K experience running at 60 frames per second like they said they're going to be able to. But the one thing we can kind of hope for is once it comes out, maybe the game companies and stuff can really start extracting some of the power of the Xbox Scorpio, because games that launched on the Xbox One right when it came out don't look anything near as good as they do now. You get the company a few years to kind of get the hang of the technology in the console. And like for instance at E3 this year, we saw the demos of Gears of War 4, Forza Horizon 3, and they are looking absolutely amazing compared to what some of the older games, like for instance even Forza Horizon 2, and some of the older games that launched with the Xbox One. So pretty much in conclusion to this video, guys, we're kind of talk about the turnaround for the Xbox console. When the Xbox One launched alongside the PS4, a lot of people, once they kind of got their hands on the actual specs for the consoles, really started to separate the fact that at the start, Xbox One was still running on like a 1080p or like a 900p some games, and all games were running on 1080p on PlayStation 4. But the turnaround, with this new console that's coming out next year, if you look at the Xbox Scorpio compared to the PlayStation 4 Neo, it is hands down Xbox has a better console. For a long time, the portion of the PlayStation 4 success has been to having a specs advantage over the Xbox One, combined with a focus on the hardcore player, I guess you could say. And with Sony's technology kind of falling behind a little bit with the PlayStation Neo, it's going to be gone. Their edge is going to be gone. Pretty much with the PlayStation Neo, we know that they're not going to be able to support a 4K resolution on some of their games because the specs that they've given us, there's no way that you're going to be able to run a true 4K experience at 60 frames with like 4.2 teraflops, they're going to say. So, it's pretty much all going to be on the Xbox. The Xbox 360, in my opinion, was a better console than the PlayStation 3. But like I said, everything in this video is my opinion. But the PlayStation 4, if you want to get down to the technical details and everything of that sort, the PlayStation 4 is a better console. The PS4 servers may go down more often than the Xbox servers. That's just my opinion. But if you want to get down to the nitty-gritty specs of the console, the PlayStation 4 has the advantage. Once the Xbox Scorpio comes out, the PlayStation 4 Neo is going to be quite a ways behind. And with it coming out within the next year, after Xbox revealed the specs, there's no way that PlayStation can really go back to the drawing board and add things in without scrapping the entire GPU that they have in their PlayStation 4 Neo. So, basically what we're getting is the Scorpio is going to be more powerful. Whether or not it can deliver a full 4K experience at 60 frames per second, I personally doubt it with the specs that we've seen so far, but hey, it's Microsoft. They have been known to kind of stretch things a little bit here and there, but I guess we're just going to have to wait and see. But last but not least, with the amount of stuff that's going into this console, expect it to be expensive. You know, when the Xbox One launched, and that has, 1.3 teraflops, obviously it was the next gen console at its time, it basically came on the market for $500. My personal opinion is the Xbox Scorpio is probably going to be running around the minimum price of $799 or the maximum price of maybe $1,000. Give or take, but honestly it's going to be upwards of the $800, $900 range just because of the stuff that's in it, and the whole them pushing the 4K, a lot of people are going to buy it. So that's pretty much all for this video, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys learned some of the cool stuff about the new consoles. And if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to smash that like button to show some support. And if you're new around here, make sure to subscribe for some more awesome content on my channel. But that's pretty much it for now, guys. So I will see you guys next time. Peace out.